I don't want to live in a world where the right to seek asylum is no longer there.
Yeah.
It's awful to think about.
So we are on our way to meet with the mayor of a small town called Sodertalje. It's just south of Stockholm. We're going to try and get a better picture of how this city has been affected by migration, if it has, or if it's benefited. And I think the mayor should know. We just arrived at the city hall for Sodertalje, and we're going to meet with the mayor.
My name is Boel Gordner and I'm the mayor of Sodertalje since almost 6 years now.
Oh wow. Sodertalje receives more than any other municipality in Sweden. That's what you're saying?
Until 2015 we have been that place that received most refugees.
Have there been any challenges, being the city taking in the most up till recently?
Yes, well, of course there are challenges. It's a huge responsibility to get the best start for as many people, as many of them as possible. And that's a challenge, but I think it's a huge responsibility that we are taking here in Stockholm.
I guess the big question that everyone wants to know, has there been an increase in crime related to bringing in refugees or migrants?
Well, no, we don't think like that. That's awful, really, to try to count things like that out. We have half of our population. They come from another country. They have the foreign background. Your parents or yourself are born in another country. And some years there have been increasing crime, and the last years it hasn't. It has. So we don't see it together with migration. We have been the migration city of Sweden for many years now, and that's been up and down, like in the rest of Sweden.
So yeah, you just look at crime as an individual basis, not based on...
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Why should I see it any other way? Why should we ever see it any other way?
You were critical of the law, I think it's EBO?
Yes.
Could you explain what that is? And
it makes it possible for you to choose where you want to stay when you come to Sweden as a refugee. You could just show an address when you visit the migration agency when you come to Sweden, and then you can go there if you have an address to go to. And that when many were coming 2015 and earlier too, when many refugees come at the same time, many are choosing the same places, the same areas of Sweden to stay because they know someone there, of course. So when there's a war going on in Syria or Iraq, many people can find someone to stay with in Sodertalje. If it is a relative who cares about you, and it will be the best start ever, perhaps.
Yeah.
But not always. So we are really critical of that law.
what would you prefer?
I would prefer that every city of Sweden were forced to receive or should forced to share the responsibility for refugees coming to Sweden. It's a great country, really. We could be the best country to in integration issues in all over the world, I think.
Do you think that the reason, or I should just ask you, is the reason that Sodertalje has received so many refugees, is it because they're choosing to come here because they know people?
Yes, 100% of the refugees coming to Sodertalje are EBO refugees.
We've heard from a lot of people that there's challenges with integration when they start forming communities. It's hard for them to integrate with the rest of Sweden because they just kind of stay inward, right?
Yes, you can see that if you look at the history of the world, when a million Swedish people moved to the United States, they did the same thing. I don't think maybe the integration could be faster if it hadn't happened that way. And you can see it happen all through the history. And it would be better for if more people could start in a more Swedish way, because it's quite difficult to learn Swedish if you grow up with where everyone around you speaks the language that you have had in your home country. So of course it would be better if we shared the responsibility all over Sweden. And now we do, finally, but the EBO law is still there, so it has to be changed soon.
Why do you think there is this, I don't want to say obsession, but this conversation that migrants are causing crime, that refugees are causing crime, and everyone points to Sweden? Why do you think that's happening?
Well, I think we have a great reputation since earlier, with quite a few crimes compared to the United States, for example, and we still do. But of course, and you can't compare but I think it's more interesting to look at Sweden than. And I think you could also see that 2015 a lot of migrants came to Sweden, more than to any other country almost in Europe. I think Germany maybe received more. And then of course those who want to make a story like that, I have to look at the criminality, the crimes, and I have to look at the migrations in the same time, because there are forces in the world who wants to do that. And I really don't like that, because criminals are people, they're people who chooses to be criminals. It's not migrants or Swedes or ladies in the 50s like me.
We interviewed Nils Carlson in Malmö, and even he says that migrants are overrepresented in crime statistics, and the neighboring countries of Sweden know this. And that
yes, but you can also say poor people are overrepresented, and you will find that migrants are overrepresented in that group. So if you want to say, you can always use statistics to find something to back up your story, but I won't help you with that.
Yeah. So do you think that the best thing that Sweden can do, if you were to avoid the conversation, it's not about migrants, it's about poverty, right? Socioeconomics.
Yes, it's about poverty, it's about possibilities, opportunities to get the same opportunities as everyone else. If you can make that happen, then it will be so much better. But don't forget, there are forces in the world who wants to do exactly that story.
Yeah. Do you think the United States should let in more refugees and migrants?
Yes, I think so. It's an evil world with a lot of really awful. I think the United States, where it's something that we all have looked up to for so long, and it has been not the conscience, but the big brother of the world, something like that you can lean on when terrible things are happening. But that has changed a bit, I think. So I think the right to seek asylum always should be unharmed in every country of the world, because you don't know where the next conflict is going to be. Here in Stockholm we see every day, and we meet people who have fled from the wars in Syria and Iraq earlier. I don't want to live in a world where the right to seek asylum is no longer there.
Yeah.
It's awful to think about.
What makes Sweden so much different from, say, Denmark or Norway? They operate a bit differently.
Yes, we do. They do, but and I hope we won't go that way, because that's a way of going backwards in history instead of forward. There are we have to help each other in the world. I think it sounds a bit naive maybe sometimes to talk like that, but when you see it if you meet it every day like we have done in Sodertalje, in the rest of Sweden it's quite new to meet refugees. There are places where you haven't met a single refugee in your whole life. Still, rich municipalities north of Stockholm, and there are places like this when you see it every day. Then the only question is how to get a good start in Sweden, how to make to give all the children going up here the same opportunities in life, and it's quite hard if the differences are big. But I think we do a good job in the schools, really.
Do you think there's any risk for, this is one of the big concerns, this is what Donald Trump is really talking about, is it's not just crime but a concern over terrorism, that many people from these countries may be extreme and want to hurt people?
Well, I kind of don't like that way to talk because the worst terrorist we have seen here in the north is a Norwegian man who shot 70 teenagers a few years ago. They were camping on an island talking politics, and he just went there shooting them all down.
Oh, wow.
Well, you don't talk about not receiving Norwegians in the United States, do you?
No, we don't.
No. So I really think it's a story so many people want to tell. I think the terror it's so awful and it's a big issue here, because almost every refugee coming to Stockholm is a Christian from the Middle East, from Syria or Iraq, because that's the first who came were Christians. So the following will also be that.
Yeah.
That's the history here. And of course, every time there is a terror thing happening somewhere in Syria or Iraq, it will be a big issue here. We talk about it all the time, and of course, many people are afraid of if it should happen here, we shouldn't let them in. Or anyone who comes to our country should be checked out. Really, because you can't be 100% sure of that just because you don't let any Muslims into your country. I think that's quite naive to think like that. There are more refugees who came here as refugees that are unemployed. Of course there is. You can't just... they are not coming here to get a job. They're coming here because they flee from a war, and that's quite a difference. But almost everyone that I meet and they want to get a job, they want to be educated. I think the key is grown-up education, not easy jobs or lower paid jobs or things like that. It will lead us in the wrong direction because we will keep a group in the society poor. And that's not the way to do it. But grown-up education, to find systems where everyone gets a place, and then you will have the same opportunities as everyone else if you get the education that you need. So now we are doing that here. We have changed the way to see it, and since we've done that, it has gone so much better.
So what's the future you see for Sweden? Do you think bringing in the refugees will lead to a better Sweden?
It's what we do. That's our thing to do right now. It should be easier, of course, if every country in Europe helped out. But that is not the case. I think it's going to work fine if you look into the future and can see after these few extreme years, because they are. It will be calmer. We can see that in Stockholm because in 2006 we received almost 2,000 refugees in 1 year. That's like Sweden had received 200,000 that year, but they didn't. And we have seen that if you have patience, if you don't give up, You do the same thing every year because you know it's going to change, and you learn of your experiences. Then it will be just fine. But sometimes I'm worrying about the communication about refugees and migrants in Sweden.
From a Swedish perspective, why do you think Donald Trump is pushing these policies to keep out refugees and other migrants?
It's so human to want someone to blame for your own if you don't succeed. And that's many people think like that, and it's easy to reach out to them with issues like that. And some politicians in Europe do that now.
You think the politicians are just trying to garner votes so they will cater to these people?
I think that's a huge part of it. I hope it's not racism all over the place, and I hope it's going to be better.
There's been I guess, a wave of conservatism. You know, you have Marine Le Pen, you have the Swedish Democrats, Brexit, Trump. Do you think that trend will continue in Europe, at least?
Yes, I think it will. It's an extreme time, and it feels like evil is not winning, but growing. And I'm really sorry to find that Europe hasn't learned of the awful history from the 1930s, what we did then. So, but I hope and I think the good side will win.